Have you ever wondered where on earth can be safe enough with so much crimes popping up in this day and age? Well, on today's topic, we will be talking about one of many countries considered as the safest place around the globe. Hello everyone, Lance Garcia speaking, along with my partner Kimberly Gongob on this presentation, and we present to you the policing system of Switzerland. First and foremost, let us look over the short details of the country. Switzerland is a landlocked country located in Central Europe. It is bordered by Austria, France, Italy, Liechtenstein, and Germany. Switzerland's policing system is characterized by its federal structure, where law enforcement responsibilities are primarily managed at the cantonal level. The country is divided into 26 cantons, each of which operates its own cantonal police agency. So sabi dito na ang bansang Switzerland ay na-divide into 26 cantons. To make it simple to understand, may kukumpara natin yung cantons na tinatawag nila sa regions or provinces ng Pilipinas. Then, it is also said here that Switzerland is a federal government. What we mean by federal is numerous states form a union na kung saan they make up a nation but are still independent in internal affairs. So, dumako naman tayo sa overview of their police system. Name of police agency. Ang pangalan ng kanilang police agency ay the Federal Office of Police, or the so-called FedPol. As Switzerland's national police agency, it plays a center role. It coordinates, analyzes, and investigates complex cases involving serious crime, and it provides vital infrastructures. Hence, FedPol is at the heart of policing in Switzerland and is the nexus to the country's international partners. So, FedPol ang tawag sa kanilang main police agency. Although merong mga policing agencies sa cantonal level, but ang focus kasi ng FedPol ay transnational crimes. Nakakabilang dito yung cybercrime, human trafficking, drug trafficking, terrorism, money laundering. So next is department. The Federal Department of Justice and Police, or the FDJP, deals with crime, asylum issues, internal security, and the coexistence of people of different nationalities. Civil status and civil rights issues also fall under the FDJP's remit, as does the oversight of gambling and internal judicial and police cooperation. So under the FDJP, ang priority nila ay internal issues, internal security. Also sa FDJP ay mas malawak ang sakop niya kaysa sa FedPol. Ang FedPol kasi ay naka-under dito sa FDJP. FedPol is one of the many agencies under this department, including na rin yung Federal Office of Justice. Next naman ay sa ranks. At the entry level, officers typically start as police agents or trainees. Under dito ay nasa probationary period pa lang sila na tinatawag. Progressing to mid-level ranks such as sergeant or inspector, where they take on supervisory roles. Dito naman ay nagkakaroon na ng authority yung mga officers natin. Higher ranks include chief, inspector, and commissioner. They are responsible for managing larger divisions or entire police departments. Sa mga higher ranks naman natin ay minamanage nila ang mas malalaking divisions, or it can be the entire police department itself. At the federal level, ranks may include positions like federal investigator and director, focusing on specialized areas such as organized crime and counterterrorism. Gaya nang nabanggit kanina sa federal ay more on specialized crime ang hawak nila, no? It can be sa area ng organized crime, counterterrorism, and so on. Types of law enforcement. So sa types of law enforcement, meron tayong tatlo. Una ay ang Federal Police. Handles specialized law enforcement tasks such as organized crime, terrorism, and cross-cantonal coordination. So sa Federal Police, ang focus nila mainly ay transnational crimes, deals with serious crimes. Next, Cantonal Police. They are responsible for general law enforcement duties, including crime investigation, traffic control, and public safety. Sa Cantonal Police naman, ay ang focus nila traffic control and general law enforcement duties. Sila yung kadalasang nakikita sa mga cantons. Next, municipal police. Focus on local issues, community policing, and specific municipal regulations. More on local issues naman sila. Under FedPol, serious crimes yung hawak nila. Cantonal, general law enforcement duties, and municipal local issues. Next is estimated strength. There are roughly about 25,000 police officers in Switzerland, 19,000 of which are allowed to use force. So it's about 215 police per 100,000 inhabitants. For comparison, Germany has 300, Italy has 400, Finland on the other hand has 135. So yung dami ng kanilang police officers ay roughly about 25K. Yung 19K na nandun sa 25 na yon are mayroong authority. So ang ratio ng kanilang police officers sa mga inhabitants ay 215 per 100,000. Next slide is to be discussed by my partner. Kim, take it away.
Let's talk about history. Here's a short history of the Switzerland's police system. Middle Ages. During Middle Ages, authorities were formed whose purpose was to maintain order in the cities. May mga otoridad na nabuo upang mapanatiling ligtas ang bawat lugar sa Switzerland. Una na dito ang gatekeepers. From the word itself, its purpose is to record who went in and who went out in the city. Second are the night watchmen. They are responsible for keeping the city safe at night. They also patrol till sunrise to really ensure that every citizen will be safe during the hours of darkness. Third, we have the marketplace inspectors. Dito, ang kota lang nila ay i-check ang kalidad ng bawat produktong pumapasok sa pamilihan. Lastly, the low-level municipal officials. They are the acting police in this time as they are the one who is responsible for deterring criminals. The emergence of land joggers during 1800s. Land joggers or gendarmes are able-bodied men whose purpose is to expel riffraff from the nation's territory. So binubuo ang land jogger ng mga sundalo na may iisang pananaw na kung saan ang mga riffraff ay dapat mapaalis. Riffraff means lower class people who commit crimes. During this time kasi, band of thieves, vagrants, and beggars are at large. That's why nabuo ang land joggers. However, despite its creation, the hunt for beggars, thieves, and bandits remained largely ineffective, as these land joggers were not created to protect the nation. Rather, they are created to become a disreputable one. Dahil sa patuloy nilang pagtugis at pamumuno, they become rough, tyrannical, and autocratic corps. This in return promoted corruption and nepotism among law enforcers. As a result, in all the cantons, the land joggers were dismissed. 19th century transition to modern policing. After the dismissal of the land joggers, a police officer in the modern sense emerged. In this time, there is now a functioning body of a police officer, namely the Federal Office of Police, Cantonal Police, Communal Police, and a stricter policing laws and services regulations has been issued. Moving on, we have the organizational structure. Due to the country's federal structure, there is no single national police force in Switzerland. This structure is characterized by a three-tier system, federal, cantonal police, and communal police, and each system has a different organizational structure. Here is the organizational structure of Federal Office of Police or FEDPOL. Their organizational structure is divided into four divisions. The first one is the Federal Criminal Police, or the FCP. They are responsible for investigation against transnational organized crimes, namely human trafficking, drug trafficking, cybercrime, terrorism, and money laundering. The second one is the Main Division Services. This provides cross-sectional services to clients. Cross-sectional services tumutukoy sa pagbibigay ng iba't ibang uri ng serbisyo sa isang kliyente. Halimbawa, mga DNA, office services, or identity documents. The third one is the Federal Security Service. They are responsible for protecting federal officials. Tungkulin nilang tiyakin ang kaligtasan at seguridad ng mga opisyal ng mga gobyerno. The fourth one, or the last one, is the International Police Cooperation. It manages bilateral and multilateral police cooperation. Ito ay tumutukoy sa pag-oorganisa ng pakikitulungan sa pagitan ng mga ahensya ng mga pulisya sa dalawa o higit pang mga bansa. Cantonal police structures vary across Switzerland with two main models. German-speaking cantons typically distinguish between criminal police, security police, and traffic police. Criminal police, ito ay mga pulisyang nakatuon sa pagsisiyasat at paglutas ng mga krimen. Security police, ito ay unit ng isang pulisya na nakatuon sa pagpapanatili ng seguridad at kaayusan lalo na sa mga pampublikong lugar, mga gusali ng gobyerno at sa mga espesyal na kaganapan. Traffic police, tungkulin nilang pamahalaan at kontrolin ang daloy ng trapiko sa mga kalsada upang maiwasan ang mga aksidente. In French-speaking cantons, generally divide their forces into gendarmerie and zurete. Gendarmerie performs patrol and response duties, while zurete focuses on criminal investigations. Next, communal police forces operates in cantons with territorial subdivision or high levels of local autonomy. Their primary focus is on maintaining order and enforcing regulations within their respective communes. Sa madaling salita, sa mga kanto na may malalaking kapangyarihan, ang mga lokal na pamahalaan, mayroong mga pulisya na espesyal na naglilingkod sa isang partikular na bayan o munisipyo. Hindi sila ang pangunahing pulisya ng buong kanton, kundi mas nakatuon sa pagpapanatili ng kapayapaan at kaayusan sa kanilang maliit na sakop. Ginagamit din nila ang kanilang kaalaman sa lugar at mga residente upang mas epektibong maipatupad ang mga lokal na batas at regulasyon. Ang kanilang trabaho ay mas nakatuon sa pag-iwas sa krimen at paglutas ng mga menor de edad na problema sa komunidad kaysa sa paghawak ng malaking kaso ng krimen. So, punta naman tayo sa recruitment. Being part of a civil authority in a certain country, of course, you need to meet first the set qualifications, and here in Switzerland, there are at least 10 qualifications. First, you must have a complete education or at least 3 years vocational education. Second, age approximately 20 to 30. Third, absence of criminal records. Fourth, completion of military service. Fifth, a minimum height requirement. The minimum height requirement for male officer is 5'6" or 168 centimeters, and for female officer it's 5'4" or 163 centimeters. You must possess a Category B driver's license because police officers frequently drive as part of their duties. Computer and keyboard literacy, as police nowadays work with the use of technology and knowing even the basics of computer is crucial. Foreign languages skills, for police officer it's important to not just stick to your own language as knowing more languages can build a good communication process, especially when talking to your people and to witnesses in times of criminal investigations. Proper health and ocular health status. Being a police officer, it will be a matter of life and death, and so being physically and mentally fit is a crucial defense to stay alive. Lastly, of course, you must be a Swiss citizen.
Next, we will be talking about weapons that are used by the Swiss Police. First na dito ay ang Sig Sauer P220. The Sig P220 is a semi-automatic pistol designed by Swiss company Sig Sauer. Originally developed in the mid-1970s, it was created to replace the earlier P210 model and has since become a popular choice among the law enforcement and military personnel, particularly noted for its reliability and accuracy. So yung Sig Sauer P220 ay very popular sa world ng firearm. Hindi lang sa world of firearm pero pati na rin sa entertainment industry kasi itong particular gun na 'to ay ginagamit sa mga action movies like Heat, Live Free or Die Hard, and more. So, very popular ang firearm na 'to and marami siyang variants katulad na ng P220 Classic 22, P245, P220 Combat, P220 Compact, and more. We also have here other weapons used by the Swiss police. We have the HK MP5. This is a submachine gun. We also have SIG SG550. This is an automatic rifle. And we also have HK MP7. This is also a submachine gun. Makikita natin na very high caliber yung mga ginagamit ng Swiss police. Hindi lang Swiss police in general, pero pati na rin yung military ng Switzerland. Although very high caliber yung ginagamit nilang weapons, it was reported that in 2023, firearms were only used twice, the lowest number in 14 years. So napakababa nun, no? Dalawang beses lang sa Switzerland ginamit yung mga weapons nila. In comparison naman sa Pilipinas na napakataas ng criminality, talagang makikita natin na sa Switzerland ay napakababa nung kanilang criminality record. Moving on, we have the uniforms used by the Swiss police. As you can see on the screen, they have different uniforms depending on the operation that they are having. Take note that these are just some of several uniforms that they use. Police uniforms can vary by canton, but generally they are predominantly dark blue. Some cantons may use other colors such as black or green. So sa police uniform nila, it can vary depending on the canton. Dahil federal type of government sila, may discretion ang mga kanton kung anong gagamitin nilang uniform.
Move on to the rankings. The highest is the Directorate, led by Nicoleta de la Valle, head of FEDPOL. Deputy Director, under the guidance of Eva Wilde Cortes, head of the Resource Management and Strategies, responsible for managing resources and developing strategies for FEDPOL. Deputy Director, preceded by Rene Buller, head of Crime Prevention and Directorate staff, preventing crimes and ensuring the smooth functioning of the FEDPOL. Vice Director, administered by Yanis Kalandre, Head of Federal Criminal Police, in charge for investigating serious crimes. Federal Security Service, not part of FEDPOL but is responsible for protecting officials, key infrastructure, and sites. Vice Director, spearheaded by Emery Ertan, Head of Police System and Identification, responsible for the development, implementation, and maintenance of national police systems such as databases and fingerprints. Lastly, the head of communication presided by Kathy Marrett, responsible for managing communication and strategies of the FEDPOL, including public relations, media, and outreach programs. Insignia. The police status in the Switzerland is divided into three: Mittelerdienst, Gehobenerdienst, Hohererdienst. Mittelerdienst, Blue Star Police or those in middle services are trainee police master, undergoing training and not yet fully qualified to perform. Police master, first line superior. Senior police master, holds more responsibility and experience. Chief police master, the highest rank. Gehobenerdienst, Silver Star Police or those in superior services are Police Commissioner, supervises investigations. Senior Police Commissioner, represents the police force. Chief Police Commissioner, senior rank with considerable responsibilities. First Chief of Police Officer is the highest rank of Gehobenerdienst or Silver Star Police. Then lastly, we have the Hohererdienst. Golden Stars or those in higher services are Police Counselor, manages position within a police force. Senior Police Counselor, Police Director as the highest ranking, and Executive Director as the higher level of management of police force. On to the next page, we have the best practices of Switzerland. For many years, travel brochures says there's no crime in Switzerland, and criminologists were stumped on why is this so. Surprisingly, there are only two ways that keeps the Switzerland's crime rate fairly low. The first way is that they did a remarkable job in managing their underclass population because the government offer opportunities to those poor people who live in the slums. The government kept an eye on them and assesses what they can provide to uplift their life without them resorting to criminality. The second is the iron fist and velvet glove approach. This method is a win win situation. Because once a poor person commits a crime, that person will be punished, of course, in proportionate to the severity of the crime committed. And while that person rehabilitate, the government goes to work and analyze the family. Then a long-term treatment plan is put into an effect to raise that family out of poverty.